So now this topic is about what, dear friend? This topic is about something like command line arguments. So first, before going to use them programmatically, I'm requesting you, please do remember these points. What is a command line arguments? It is the process of passing the values to the program. Process of passing the values to the program by the time of execution. By the time of execution, along with the program name through command prompt. It is a process of passing the values to the program by the time of execution along with the program name through command prompt. Second point, we can pass n number of arguments and any type of arguments. We can pass n number of arguments and any type of argument, but those values should be separated by. Those values should be separated by a space. Those values should be separated by a space. We can pass n number of arguments, any type of arguments, those values, in those values are separated by a what your friend space. So another important point, if you want to pass the string type of values, the corresponding values are recommended to write. The corresponding values are recommended to write in the double quotation marks. In the double quotation marks. Another important point, the values which you are passing through the command line, those values will be stored into what your friend args array of main method. Kindly notice that this one. The values which you are passing through command line, those values will be stored into what? Args array of main method. Now what is the args array here? Yes, you need to understand, my dear friend. Args array. What is that args array? Args array is a single dimensional array. Args array is a what your friend single dimensional array, we can say. Args array is a single dimensional array and a dynamic. Dynamic means the size of the args array is automatically expands based on the what? Based on the values we are passing through command line. Another important point is the values which you are passing through the command line, those values will be treated by the JVM, as a what your friend, as a strings only. These are the certain points we need to understand. So now let me just make you understand about this particular thing through programs. So, but before going to understand the command line arguments, at least you need to remember these points in the brain. Okay, my dear friend. Now let me show you all these points very effectively through programs. Before this, I want to explain one small application using what your friend, this small diagram then. So ladies and gentlemen, you can observe this one. This is what your friend, assume this program is cmd.java. Then the class name is what your friend, cmd only. Yes. Then what I am writing is, then public static void main of string args array. Public static void main of what your friend, string args array. So friend, say now just I want to say you where the values and how to, where the values will be stored and how to pass the values to the command line, just we have to see. So first of all, you have to compile the Java program, javac cmd.java. But what is the command line arguments? The first point is what? It is the process of passing. The values to the program by the time of execution along with the program name through command prompt. Now let me show you. This is what your friend, command prompt Java execution. What is the name of the program? CMD, and you can pass the values like this. Yes, but here voluntarily I passed only two values, but all these two values will be stored where? These two values will be stored. The values which are passing through the command line, those values will be stored into what your friend, args array of main method. Those values will be stored into what? Args array of main method. Already that point is given here. You can see the values which you are passing through command line, those values will be stored into what? Args array of the main method. Okay, fine. The first of these values are stored into what your friend, args array of main method. So my dear friend, just what is happened here internally in the memory? Yes, internally in the memory, one array will be created. Now one array will be created, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, but for the arrays, memory is always allocated where? In the heap. Just what your friend stack, another one is what your friend heap. Now one array is created. Which array is created? Args array is got created. Args array. But just how many values we have passed here? Friend, we have passed the two values, right? These two values will be stored into what here, friend? Args array. Now can observe this. So this is what now, this is first element will be stored at args of 0. Second element will be stored at what here, friend? Args of 1. But in Java, for every array variable, there is an implicit extra block known as length. This block is what here, friend? Args of 0. This block is what here, friend? Args of 1. What about this one? Length. In Java, for every array variable, the compiler is providing some extra block known as length. Length is always holding the size of an array. The size means number of elements are exist in the array that will be represented. Okay, fine. But if you notice, sir, this array is represented by what, sir? This array is represented by args variable. Yes, this array is represented by what, gentlemen? This array is represented by args variable. But friend, just the values which you are passing through the command line, the first value will be stored at what? Args of 0, args of 0. So second value will be stored at what here, friend? Second value will be stored at args of 1, args of 1. But how many values you have passed? Two values. That count, that the count will be there in the length. If you want to print, then you can see this one, gentlemen. Yes, I want to print system.out.println. Yeah, system.out.println args of 0. Then happily you guys are getting 10. The same way, system.out.println args of 1. Then you will be getting the value there at args of 1. But if you want, you can also know how many values are there. The length of what your friend, just length. The length of array length of array means size, we can say. Don't get confused. Length of array means what you friend? The size of array. Size of array means how many values are stored in that. Then you have to write args dot length. You have to write it. When you write args dot length, you will be getting what your friend. You will be getting, that is what your friend 2. This is the way it will be working, my dear friend. Sir, just what is happened, sir? If I pass more than two values, if I pass more than two values, what will be happen? Sir, Java command 10, 20, 30, 40, sir. Then what is happen? As long as you people are passing the values, then automatically the size of the array is going to be expanded. As I said you, args array is what your friend? Args array is the dynamic. Then one more block is created. That is what your friend, just args of 2, like this. Args of 2. But that is the third element will be stored at what your friend? Third element will be stored at args of 2. But sir, what is the length? The total number of elements are what your friend? 3. That is what I am saying. As long as you people are passing the values through command line, the size of the args array is automatically expanded. Sir, in this case, what is the output, sir? If I pass only 3 values, if I write like this, what is the output you will be getting? If I write like this, what is the output you will be getting? Same output, man. You'll be getting what here, friend? Just a 10 and 20. Because args of 0 is what? 10. Args of 1 is what? 20. But length you are going to get what here, friend? 3. Length you are going to get is what here, friend? 3. Sir, what will be happen if I write like this? Very important, gentlemen. Java, then CMD. Sir, I am passing only one value, sir. Only one value, sir. What is happened then? Java CMD. Sir, only one value. One value means this value will be stored at what? This value will be there at args of 0, right? This value will be there at args of 0. But if you write like this, for this program, you will be getting an error. For this program, if you pass only one element, you'll be getting an exception, runtime error. What is that error? Java.lang.array index out of bounds exception. Array index out of bounds exception. Array index out of bounds exception when, because you have passed how many values? Only one value. But this value is there at what your friend? Args of 0. But okay, if args of 0 means just if you pass like this, what is the length? Length is going to be 1, sir. Length is going to be 1. But what is the value there at args of 0? Args of 0 is 10, sir. Args of 0 is 10. But do we have any element at args of 1? No element existed args of 1 because you have passed only one value. None of the time you will be getting an exception. What is that? Java.lang.array index out of bounds exception. Java.lang.array index out of bounds exception. Now let me show you, my dear friend, practically in the programming. But just to make you to understand very clearly, I was given this pictorial representation for you. But little patience is required to understand the more topics very detailedly. So let me, gentlemen, I want to go with what dear friend, I want to write the program here now. I want to write the program here. So go to what dear friend, just go to the file and the new writing what dear friend Java program. Let me write the program here, guys. This is what we have thought, just a cmd.java. This is the name I'm planning to save this program. Then class what dear friend cmd. So what is your program? Just we are writing public static void main of string args array. Yes, now we have seen this one. My dear friend, just the values which you are passing through the command line, those values will be stored into args array. Args array. But I want to display the size of args array is, the size of the args array is args dot what dear friend length, that's enough. Sir, I want to print the first element set. What is the first element? First element is there what dear friend args of 0. Args of 0. So second element will be there at what dear friend, just a second element is there at args of 1. Wonderful. But let me compile and let me execute up to this. But already I said you, my dear friend, what you have to do, first you have to compile java c cmd.java. Now by the time of execution, you have to give java space cmd and you have to give the value like. But no, don't get confused. The first value will be stored at args of 0. So second value will be there at args of 1. So then you will be getting 10 and 20 undoubtedly. So just let me run this. I want to save this program cmd.java. I want to go with what dear friend, just to go to the command prompt. Just I want to go with your folder. You need to switch to the directory where that program is saved. But I save this program in the E drive, Java Online. Just we created Java Online 530 under that CMD. This is the location where I save the program. So okay, then after that Java C cmd.java. Then after that for execution, you have to give what if in Java space cmd 1020. My dear friend, as I said you, now these values will be stored set where, my dear? These values will be stored set args array. These values will be stored set args array. The first value will be at what dear friend args of 0. Second value at what dear friend args of 1. So just automatically when you press enter, already just you are getting this. Just Java cmd 1020, you'll be getting that. The size of the args array is what? 2. The first element is 10, second element is 20. But in this case, once again, guys, but I am passing only one element now. Only one element. But this element will be stored at what? This element will be stored at args of 0. But in your code, what you have written? In your code, args of 0 and args of 1. But you have passed only one value. But this value will be there at what? This value will be there at args of 0. But do we have any element at args of 1? No. Then immediately JVM will raise an exception saying java.lang.array index out of bounds exception. You can see the size of the array is what here friend 1. The first element is what here friend 10. And you have seen an exception. So what is the exception in thread main? Exception in thread main, java.lang.array index out of bounds exception. Java.lang. What dear friend? Array index out of bounds exception. This is the way you are getting, my dear friend. So just one small idea. I hope you got the point very clear. This is example 1. Let me write one more example, my dear friend. Sir, I want write the program to read all the values, to read all the command line argument values. I want write the program to read all the command line argument values. Then how can we write this? This is a way. So come on, gentlemen. I want to go with what here friend cmd2.java. Then what here friend class command 2. Then okay. Then public static void main of string args array. Public static void main string args array. But ladies and gentlemen, Java C cmd2.java. This is for compilation. Java Sir, Java, I want to give CMD2 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. But how many values are passed by me, my dear? We have passed 5 values or 5 elements. But all these 5 elements will be stored into what? Args array. But you guys already aware that array index value. Array index value always starts with what, your friend? Array index values always starts with what, your friend? 0 to n minus 1. 0 to n minus 1. But you have passed how many values? 5 values. But these values will be stored args of 0, args of 1, args of 2, args of 3, and args of 4. So now we have to write the code from reading args of 0 through what? N minus 1. Args of 0, args of 1, args of 2, args of 3, args of 4. I hope you guys understood, right? So the index values like this, man. Don't get confused. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we have to write the code to read the values from args of 0 through what, your friend? Args of 4. That's enough. That's enough. But sir, how many elements are there in the array? How do I know how many elements are there in the array? Moment back only I said you, ladies and gentlemen, args.length. In this context, args.length is what, your friend? 5. Args.length is what, your friend? 5. Total number of elements are existed in the array that will be represented by using what? Args.length. Simple. What is my guidelines is you better start the loop. Better start the loop from 0 to what, your friend? 0 to args.length. 0 to what, your friend? 0 to less than args.length. Less than args.length. Don't worry. 0 to args.length is what? 5. Less than 5. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 iterations. Just to keep these points in the brain and you can see the code so you can understand and you can enjoy the flavor of this program. So right, my dear, I want to go with what, your friend? Just a for loop. Yes, for loop. Integer I equal to what, your friend? 0, 0. Up to where you want, sir? I less than args.length. Args.length. The next one, I value to be increase or decrease? Increase. So my dear friend, just here rather than just we can write like this system.out.println of I. If you write I, you will be getting 0, 1, 2. No. I don't want that I. Rather, args of I. Then you guys can understand args of 0, args of 1, args of 2. Likewise, we can write the code to read all the values which you are passing through the command line. Let me show you, my dear. Before this, even I want to show you how many elements are there and what is the size of an array. Okay, the size of an array is what, your friend? Just I will be going this one word args.length. That's enough. Just love to enjoy the concepts. That's what, your friend, just to say. Go to what, your friend? cmd2.java. Then my dear friend, your attention is really precious. Then go to what, your friend? Java C cmd2.java. Now this program is compiled. How to execute? Java cmd2, and you can pass the values like this. But already said you, my dear friend, the point. So the first value, this first value will be stored at what? Args of 0, second at args of 1, args of 2, args of 3, and args of 4. Then when I press enter, you will be getting all the values. The size of an array is what, your friend? 5. The elements args of 0, args of 1, 2, 3, and 4. Those are the elements. But friend, just you guys already aware, rather than writing like this, even just I can write this one. This open and closed curly braces, you can write here itself only. And one more point I would like to share you. You guys already aware, maybe, okay, this open and closed curly braces are also optional when you want to execute a statement. If you want to execute a statement, then open and closed curly braces are ultimately optional. It is not compulsory. Okay, for a statement, mind that please. For a statement, open and closed curly braces are optional. So ladies and gentlemen, this way, this one we can also write using what, your friend? Enhanced for loop. Using enhanced for loop as well. Enhanced for loop. But enhanced for loop is specially designed to read the values from any collection. But you guys already aware args is one collection, right? Args is the collection of values. Of what type? String type. Args is the collection of what type? String type. Now let me write this one, sir. Let me write this one. Sir, before that, wantonly I am just giving a one line gap, sir. One line gap. Let me write, sir. Let me write now what I am writing for. Where do you want to read the data from? I want to read the data from aux array, aux array. Aux array is the one collection only, right? Yes, aux array is the one collection. But I want to read one by one object from the aux collection and I want to print it on the screen. So just aux is a what type of collection? Aux is a collection of type string. So we require one string variable. String variable. This is the syntax where enhanced for loop. What is going to happen? It will take one by one object from the one by one element or one by one value from the what aux collection to the variable j. First it is getting the value there at aux of 0, assign to the j, assign to the j. The j is nothing but what your friend aux of 0 only. Then you does not require to write aux of 0. Write it just to write j. That's enough. Then again it will go to the aux collection. It will fetching the second element. Second element is what? Aux of 1. That aux of 1 element is taken into j and it will print aux of 1th element. Then going to the aux array, taking the third element will be assigned to the j and will be printed. Friend, the process will be continued from the beginning of the collection. The process will be continued from the beginning of the collection and the process will be goes till end. The process will goes till end. This is what your friend enhanced for loop. Let me show you this one. Guys, here we have written normal loop and also we have written what your friend enhanced loop. Let me go ahead this one just to go back to what your friend compilation success. But just I am pausing what your friend. Now you are getting two times. Don't get confused. This is using normal for loop and this is using what your friend enhanced for loop. But ladies and gentlemen, do you remember I said you one point, my dear friend, especially here, the second point, kindly notice that. Second point. What is the second point, my dear? We can pass. Yes, we can pass n number of arguments and any type of arguments through command prompt. But each value should be separated by a space. N number of arguments. Yes, n number of arguments and any type of arguments. Let me do that now. What is that? N number of arguments, any type of arguments. Yes. By the time of execution, you can pass any type 2.2 f. Okay, just what your friend, just again I'm giving 120, just a 3.3. Now I'm giving something like what your friend Sashi Kumar, and I've written some triple SIT. Friend, each value, set the first value there at aux of 0, aux of 1, aux of 2, aux of 3, aux of 4, aux of 5, aux of 6. And all these values will be stored into the aux array. When you press enter, so guys, you are getting all those values again. That is what I said you. We can pass n number of arguments, but any type of arguments, they should be separated by what your friend space. But sir, Shashi Kumar is actually one name, sir. Shashi Kumar is a one name, but the system is taken as the Shashi is a one value and Kumar is a one value. I don't want to make the system to take Shashi Kumar as a two words. I want to make the Shashi Kumar as a one word. But I was given another point, my dear friend. If you're really serious, all the points are very clearly given. You please observe this. You please observe this, my dear friend. You please. What is it? If you want to pass the string type of values, then corresponding values, then the corresponding values recommended to write within the double quotation marks, within the what your friend double quotation mark, then only the values will be considered by the system as a one value. Now you can observe this again. Sir, this is the way I'm writing. Sir, this is the way I'm passing now. Sashi Kumar has taken the string. So now this is what your friend, I hope you guys can understand. This value will be there at aux of 0, this value at aux of 1, aux of 2, aux of 3, this completely stored at what your friend aux of 4 and this is aux of 5. Total is what your friend 6 elements now. You can see this. The size of the array is what your friend 6. Then 10, 2.2f, 120, 3.3, Sashi Kumar is considered as a one value. I hope now you understood, ladies and gentlemen. So these are the what your friend, certain possibilities are there for you. These are the certain possibilities are there for you, my dear friend. All the points are very clearly given. So already we have seen the first point. What is the command line? It is the process of passing the values to the program. program by the time of execution along with the program name through command prompt. What is the second point? We can pass n number of arguments and any type of arguments. We can pass n number of arguments and any type of arguments, but each value should be separated by what your friend space. But if you want to pass the string type of values, then the corresponding values are recommended to write in double quotation marks. Yes, that point also we have seen. The values which you are passing through command line, the values which you are passing through the command line, those values will be stored into what? Args array of main method. Even this point we have seen. Another point. Args array is a what your friend? Args array is a single dimension array and dynamic. That is, the size of the args array automatically expands, or the size of the args array is automatically expands based on the values which we are passing, which we are passing by which we are passing through command line. Yes, this is also we have seen. Moment back, as I said, you can pass 2 elements, no problem. You can pass 3 elements, no problem. You can pass n number of elements, no problem. Like this is a way. The size is automatically expanded. But another important point, my dear, the values which you are passing through command line, those values will be treated by the JVM as a string. Now, this is what I want to share with you now. But here I want to go with some technical points. I am requesting you all, lot of attention is required. Yes, my dear friend, now what is my requirement is, in fact, I want to take 2 values from the user through command line. My dear friend, actually I am planning to take 2 values from the user through command line, and I want to find the addition of 2. Then okay, I'll be going for you as a new Java program. This is what your friend command sum.java. I want to give the name is what your friend command sum.java. Class CMD sum. Well, gentlemen, but okay, sir, by the time of execution, that is what your friend, by the time of compilation, you will be writing, by the time of execution, by the time of execution, you have to give the values like this. Okay, sir. But observe this one, my dear friend. Then public static void main of string args array. Public static void main of string args array. What is our goal here? What is our plan here? We are planning to find the addition of those 2 values which we are passing through command line. But fortunately, the values which you are passing through the command line will be considered by the JVM as a word string. But okay, sir, I want to store int x equal to args of 0. Immediately system will give you an error. Okay, let me do, sir, int y equal to args of 1, sir. You will be getting an error. Reason, my dear friend, args is a what, dear friend? Args array is a what type, gentlemen? String type. The first value will be stored at what? Args of 0, sir. Second value will be stored at what, dear friend? Args of 1, sir. Args of 1. First value there at args of 0. Second value is there at args of 1. Okay. But they are the what type? String type. How can you store the string type values to integer type? Then you will be getting an error. Let me compile for you, my dear friend. Line number 7 and 8. Line number 7 and 8, you will be getting an error. Yes, CMD sum dot what, your friend? Java. Let me go with this. Java CMD sum dot what, your friend? Java. When you press enter, line number 8 and 9, 7 and 8, you have seen some error there. What is that error, my dear friend? Incompatible types. Yes, it's saying very clear, incompatible type. What is that now? Sir, string cannot be converted to what? Integer type. String cannot be converted to what type? Integer type. Sir, in the line number 8 also will be getting the same error, sir. Same error. What is that now? Incompatible types. That is what your friend, string cannot be converted to what type? Integer type. Now, my dear friend, and here is a one challenge is there with you now. Then we have to convert this what your friend string type values to integer type. Then immediately your brain is telling about what? Typecasting. Yes, immediately your brain is telling about or thinking about what? Typecasting. Sir, say this is a what? String type now. I want to convert them into integer type now. Just it is a int type casting. Wonderful idea. Wonderful idea. But here I am trying to do the typecasting. Line number 7 and 8. Again you will be getting an error. Again you will be getting an error. Just to watch on the screen, my dear friend. Then go back to the compilation. You're seeing the same error at line number 7 and 8. In the line number 7, what is the error you are getting again? Sir, incompatible. Sir, incompatible type. String cannot be converted to integer. Sir, moment back also we did the same, sir. Moment back also we got the same error. But here during the typecasting also I am getting the same error. What is the problem? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is a very important point. Very important point you need to understand. Very important point. What is that, you know? That is what? String values cannot be converted to just a primitive type, cannot be converted to what your friend primitive type. Primitive types means what, like int, float. Next one is what your friend double. Cannot be converted to what your friend primitive type using typecasting mechanism. Using what your friend typecasting. No. String values cannot be converted to. Yes, cannot be converted to primitive type. Cannot be converted to primitive type using typecasting mechanism. To avoid this concept, in order to achieve, to convert, kindly understand my dear friend, to convert the string type values to string type to Java primitive type, then we have to use, yes, then we have to use what dear friend, parsing methods. We have to use what dear friend, parsing methods. Yeah, this is the point you have to fix it in the brain, ladies and gentlemen. String values cannot be converted to primitive type using typecasting. To convert the string type values to primitive type, then we have to use parsing methods. But you guys already aware, sir, methods are available in the what your friend classes. Yes, methods are available in the classes. We need to know what methods to be used, what classes to be used. Now let me write down all the methods, parsing methods I want to write. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm personally requesting you all, everything is important to understand the concept effectively. So for this, what your friend, something like, yeah, parsing methods are existed in the wrapper classes. Yes, wrapper classes. Let me list out, my dear friend. Now what are the just classes and what are the methods are given, that you need to keep these points in the brain. So my dear, a lot of attention is required. Yes. So proper classes. First one is a byte is a class. Sir, if you want to convert string type to byte type, parse. Yes, parse byte is a method, sir. Parse byte. Argument is a what's a string. Then if you pass the string type parameter to the parse byte method, it will convert string type to byte type. Here is a byte is the what, primitive type. By byte is a primitive type. But is a which method, you know? This is a public static method. Static method of which class? Byte class. Same way, to convert them into the short, there is a one more method is given for you, my dear. Public static short, parse short of the method is what your friend, string. Parse short method will convert the string type to what your friend, short type. What is the which method? Static method of which class? Short class. Likewise, integer is a class, my dear friend. So public static int parse int of string. Oh my god. If you want to convert the string type to int type, then you have to use what? Parse int method. Parse int is a method from which class? Integer class. Next, same way, sir, long. So these are the methods: public, static, long, parse long of what your friend, string. Next one is what your friend, float. Likewise, we have a lot of methods, my dear. Public static float, parse float of the string. Yes, I'm sorry. This is a way. Now here I'm typing what your friend double. What is a double, gentlemen? Public static double, parse double of string. So next one is what your friend boolean. There is a something like public static boolean, parse boolean. Sir, parse boolean of string. Yeah, friend, these are the methods are provided for you. Yes, these are the methods are provided for you to convert the string type to primitive type. To convert the what your friend string type to primitive type, we have to use this. We have to use this. But ladies and gentlemen, many times I said you, all these are the classes. These all are the what, gentlemen? These all are the classes, man. These all are the classes. But all these are the classes from which package, you know? All these classes from java.lang package. All these are the classes from which package? Java.lang package. For you to get an idea, these are the wrapper classes from java.lang package. Now let me show you practically, guys. What is your plan actually, sir? Sir, just it aux is a what type, sir? String type. String type, sir. String type. Aux is a what type? String type. I want to convert into what type? Int type. Oh, see if you give, there is some method is given parse int. The parse int method required of what type? String type. Parse int is a method of what your friend string type. If you give the string type of value, then it will return what type? Int type. But kindly notice that parse int is a method. Is a static method or non-static method? Static method. Of which class? Integer class. But my dear lovely friend, you already aware of them. How to access the static methods? By using the class names. That is the reason why we'll be writing integer dot parse int of then aux. Aux is a what type? It is a string type. Now this error gone. But sir, this is also what your friend aux1 is also what type? String type. Then we are casting them into what, sir? Parse int. Then this is way. So when you typecast this one, I mean just pausing techniques, then you can observe this. So our integer is equal to x plus y, sir. Then finally, I want to print that result, sir. Now sum is what your friend there in the variable. Yes. I'm requesting you, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very, very important point. You cannot convert the string type to primitive type using through typecasting mechanism. So just we can convert the string type to primitive type by using what? Parsing. See, parsing methods which are existed. Yes, which are existed in the wrapper classes. Wrapper classes from which package? Java.lang package. These all are wrapper classes from Java.lang package, and they provided the methods. Let me show you. Is that code is working or not? What is the program, sir? CMD sum. Let me concentrate. I want to go with what your friend just Java. See, CMD sum dot what your friend Java. CMD sum dot Java. Now the compilation success. Then you can write what your friend CMD sum and pause the values. Now you can see this. Yes. So this is the way we can work with what your friend command line arguments. I hope now you got the point. Very clear about the command line arguments. Please, this is what your friend very, very easy. But keep these points in the brain so that you will be getting very good experience on this command line arguments. I hope everyone got the clarity on this particular point. Is it clear for you, my dear? That's all for the session today.